Stopping your reactions is the first step to becoming untouchable. If you truly want to become untouchable, there's a crucial truth you need to understand. Every time you react impulsively, you give away your power. Most people live in a near-constant state of reactivity. A comment, a glance, or an unexpected situation is enough to throw them off. As long as you're reactive, you're easy to manipulate, easy to read, and easy to disturb. Carl Jung spoke about how uncontrolled emotional responses often point to unresolved inner shadows. In simple terms, if something unsettles you, it's not because it holds true power over you. It's because there's something inside you that hasn't yet been resolved. And this is where the issue lies. Why do we react so easily? Because we care too much about things that don't truly matter. We care too much about others' opinions, about being liked, about feeling accepted and validated. Those who are truly untouchable understand a simple truth that most people never do. Not everything deserves your reaction, and even fewer things deserve your energy. Each time you rush to defend or justify yourself or respond with anger or frustration, you're showing that others can influence you, that they still hold a degree of control, no matter how small. Becoming untouchable begins with non-reactivity. What happens when you stop reacting? When someone insults you and you remain calm? When someone tries to provoke you and you don't even flinch? When chaos surrounds you but you stay grounded? That's when you become untouchable. To train yourself in this, start by pausing before responding. Most people react without thinking. Someone attacks you, and your first instinct is defense. But if you pause, even for a few seconds, you regain control. Ask yourself, does this truly deserve my energy? More often than not, the answer is no. Observe without getting involved. Jung emphasized the value of observation without identification. You don't need to respond to everything. Sometimes the strongest response is no response at all. Try seeing situations as if you were watching a film, not living in it. Practice selective indifference. This doesn't mean becoming numb or emotionless. It means choosing what truly matters. You can't stop others from trying to provoke you, but you can choose not to fall for it. Master your body language. Calmness, stillness, and neutrality are powerful. When someone tries to shake your balance and you remain unmoved, that's when they lose their influence. Replace emotional reactions with thoughtful strategy. Respond with intention, not emotion. Sometimes silence says more than words. Sometimes a calm smile diffuses more than a counterattack. Think long-term, react less, respond wisely. As you do this, you'll notice a shift. People will view you differently. Some will be confused, others frustrated, but many will gain newfound respect because the energy of someone who's in control of themselves is unmistakable. But most importantly, you will feel different. You'll stop being a puppet to emotion. Because being untouchable doesn't mean being cold. It means being so grounded in yourself that nothing external can shake you. Train emotional control. If you want to develop this mindset, try the following exercise for 1 week. Every time you feel an emotional urge to react, wait 5 seconds. Watch how your body responds. Tightness, discomfort, anxiety. These are clues about where you still need practice. Each night, reflect, how many times today did I let something outside of me affect my peace? Write down your most frequent triggers and analyze them. Then visualize a version of yourself who no longer falls into those same patterns. Let that version guide you. As this mindset takes hold, your perception shifts, and the more you let go, the more your personal power grows. Letting go is real strength. Here's a truth most overlook. Attachment is your greatest vulnerability. Everything you're afraid to release is what keeps you emotionally exposed. Those who are untouchable have mastered the art of letting go. The problem is, most people never learn how. We hold on to people, to situations, to expectations, fearing that letting go means loss. We were taught that walking away is failure, but in truth, letting go is liberation. Jung emphasized that detachment is a key step in becoming whole. Those who can't release remain stuck, chained to their past, to their pain, and to what they can't control. And here's where real power lies. When you stop fearing loss, you become unshakable. Stop holding on to what's not meant for you. Ask yourself, how many times have you stayed where you no longer belonged? How often have you clung to a draining relationship because you were afraid to let go? How many times have you tried to change someone, hoping they'd become what you needed? Here's the truth you need. Nothing you have to beg for is worth having. Anything that costs your peace is simply too expensive. The strongest individuals let go quickly. They don't stay where they're not respected. They don't chase where they're not valued. And they don't fear loss because they know that what's truly meant for them will never require force. Letting go without feeling defeated. Change your mindset. Jung said, "What you resist persists. What you accept transforms you." Letting go isn't defeat, it's acceptance. Accept that some people come only to teach you, not to stay. Accept that certain opportunities weren't meant for you. Accept that endings make space for new beginnings. The main reason we struggle to detach is fear. Fear of regret, fear of loneliness, fear of making a mistake. But when you face those fears, you often find they're smaller than they seemed. Try this. Think of something you're struggling to let go of. A person, a thought, a situation. Ask yourself, what if I simply stopped carrying this? Imagine the peace that would follow. That sense of freedom is your answer. Repeat this affirmation when it feels hard. I trust that what is meant for me will arrive effortlessly, because what's truly yours never needs to be held tightly. Reverse the pattern. Next time you feel the urge to cling to someone or something that doesn't serve you, do the opposite. Step back. Watch what happens when you stop chasing what wants to leave. You'll often find that letting go makes room for something better. Here's a test. Imagine your life without that person or situation. If the thought brings peace instead of anxiety, you already know the truth. The real issue isn't attachment, it's resisting what's obvious. You can't keep what was never meant to stay. But once you learn to release, your energy shifts. You stop living in scarcity and start living in abundance. People will sense it. Confidence radiates from those who aren't afraid to let go. You begin making better decisions because you're no longer held back by what doesn't serve you. Letting go is the ultimate form of self-trust. Those who can't release are still ruled by fear. Master the art of silence, but even beyond letting go, there is something more powerful. Silence. This is what truly separates the untouchable from the rest. In a world full of noise, the person who knows how to be quiet gains unmatched power. Silence adds value. Mystery commands attention. Don't overshare, don't react impulsively, don't explain unless necessary. People respect what they cannot easily read. Carl Jung highlighted the importance of introspection and how true power lies in self-governance. The most powerful people don't announce their thoughts or intentions. They act quietly and let results speak. Most people, however, have little control over their words. They talk too much, explain too much, and feel the need to justify every move. But every unnecessary word gives others information they can use. The power of silence in your life. 2. Much talking makes you predictable and reduces your perceived value. People feel like they already know everything about you, leaving. Nothing left to discover. In relationships, oversharing can make you seem dependable, but dull. In work, revealing plans too early can allow others to get ahead of you. In life, constant explanations invite outside opinions about your personal choices. Here's a key principle. The less you reveal, the more power you hold. Silence acts as a shield. Not everyone deserves access to your thoughts. When you speak less and observe more, you start seeing things others miss. Remaining silent keeps you unpredictable, and that gives you an edge. People respect those who don't feel the need to explain themselves. You also become more attuned to others. Listening more lets you pick up on hidden motives and subtle energies. Use mystery to your advantage. Don't announce your plans. Act on them. Don't explain your decisions. Let your actions speak. Control your body language. Mystery isn't just about silence. It's in how you carry yourself. A neutral expression. A calm gaze and pauses before speaking. Say more than words. Learn to be comfortable in silence. You don't need to fill every moment with talk. Powerful people are at ease with quiet. They have nothing to prove. Let others wonder. Keep a part of yourself unknown. Curiosity grows when not everything is revealed at once. Be mindful of the power of the pause. When faced with a difficult or uncomfortable question, avoid rushing to respond. Instead, take a moment to think and assess. This brief silence gives weight to your response. It signals thoughtfulness and confidence. Avoid sharing your vulnerabilities with just anyone. People may use that information to their advantage. Only those who have earned your trust should be allowed access to your inner world. Here's a practical exercise to build your silent strength. For the next week, try this. Speak less. Don't explain more than necessary. Be clear, brief, and direct. Observe more than you talk. Notice how others behave when you withhold information. In conversations, pause before replying. Take a deep breath and maintain your composure. Keep your plans to yourself until they're realized. Let your actions surprise people, not your intentions. What happens when you master silence? When you limit what you share, others begin to view you differently. Some will feel uneasy, uncertain of your intentions. Others will respect you for your calm, self-contained demeanor. And many will be intrigued, because mystery is more powerful than predictability. This is the key. When you become less readable, power naturally shifts toward you. But silence alone isn't what makes someone truly unshakable. They also know when to put themselves first, and that leads us to a crucial insight. When you prioritize yourself, you change the power dynamic in every area of life. Most people live to please, seeking approval, trying to fit in. This constant self-sacrifice weakens them. Every time you put yourself last, you give someone else influence over your life. Carl Jung emphasized the importance of becoming whole and self-reliant. But that's not possible if you keep giving yourself away to people who wouldn't do the same for you. Those who are truly self-possessed already understand this. Putting yourself first isn't selfish. It's necessary. Why does this change your energy? Because from childhood, we're conditioned to feel guilty for thinking of ourselves. We're told selfishness is wrong, and that sacrifice is a virtue. But there's a difference between selfishness and self-respect. Selfishness takes without giving. Self-respect gives, but not at the cost of depletion. And here's the turning point. When you begin to honor yourself, people see you differently. You're no longer someone to take for granted. You become someone with boundaries. And people respect boundaries far more than they respect availability. First, unshakable truth. If you don't prioritize yourself, you'll always remain an option, not a priority. When you constantly give your time, energy, and care without receiving the same in return, you're teaching people to expect less from you. Think about it. If you're always available, you'll never be valued. If you always say yes, others will assume you have nothing better to do. If you don't respect your own limits, no one else will either. Those who are seen as unattainable have firm boundaries, not because they're cold, but because they know their energy is valuable. So how do you start prioritizing yourself without guilt? Say no without over-explaining. You don't need to justify your decisions. Stop giving when it's not mutual. If you're the only one putting in effort, pause and reflect. Remove access from those who only reach out when they need something. Invest in yourself before investing in others. Never sacrifice your peace for anyone. If something drains more than it nourishes, walk away. Release the guilt of choosing yourself. You don't owe your time or energy to anyone. If someone is upset that you're putting yourself first, it means they were benefiting from your self-neglect. Test it. For 1 week, say no to something you truly don't want to do, and don't feel bad about it. Observe how people react when you stop being constantly available. Take uninterrupted time for yourself. Reflect on how often you act out of obligation, rather than genuine desire. The results may surprise you. Those who value you will respect your boundaries. Those who don't will distance themselves. And that's exactly what you want. What happens when you become your own priority? People treat you differently. Those who genuinely care for you will remain and appreciate you even more. Those who were only benefiting from your presence will fade away, and those who once took you for granted will feel the shift. Here's the deeper truth. When you acknowledge your own worth, the world begins to mirror that. There's another level, one of full transformation. It's not just about putting yourself first, it's about radiating a presence that makes people take notice. When someone reaches this level, they no longer chase approval. They don't beg. They don't follow the desires of others. They know their value, and they're not afraid to walk away from what doesn't serve them. This energy is felt, not spoken. When they enter a room, others notice. They don't ask for validation or attention, yet they naturally attract both. Second, unshakable truth. People respect those who aren't afraid to lose. That's the strength of self-prioritization. It's what separates those who live on their terms from those who remain reactive and dependent. Carl Jung called this process individuation, becoming whole within yourself. When you reach this point, how others see you completely changes. Think about it. Have you ever met someone who doesn't seem to need anyone, yet everyone is drawn to them? That's the magnetism of independence. When you're self-sufficient, people stop taking you for granted. Those who once ignored you start paying attention. Opportunities arrive without you chasing them. Fact number 2, your presence speaks louder when you stop speaking for validation. Truly confident people don't have to prove themselves. They don't try to impress. They simply are. That's what makes them stand out. In contrast, those seeking approval tend to overshare, overtalk, and overextend. But someone with genuine self-assurance doesn't need to perform. And here's the key. When you embody this, others begin to treat you as someone worth knowing. How do you maintain this mindset for good? It's one thing to reach this point. Staying there requires consistency. 3 core principles. Never place anyone above your peace. If someone makes you doubt your value, they don't belong in your life. Don't explain or justify your choices. When you decide something, stand by it. You owe no one an explanation. Surround yourself with like-minded people. If you stay around those who seek constant approval, you'll be pulled back into that mindset. Third, unshakable truth. When you become unattainable, the dynamics around you shift. People start seeing you differently. Those who once ignored you now seek you out. Those who thought they could manipulate you feel uncomfortable, and new opportunities flow to you because your energy signals self-worth. Here's one exercise to help maintain this state. For the next week, watch who tries to get your attention. Ask yourself if they deserve it. Resist the urge to over-explain. Choose silence instead. Eliminate behaviors that come from a need for approval. At the end of each day, ask yourself, did I act from a place of confidence or from a need for acceptance? When you reach this level, the world responds differently. People will respect you, though they may not understand why. You'll experience a new sense of freedom because you no longer need anything from anyone. Here's what changes. When you stop chasing approval, people begin seeking you. But to get here, you must release everything that once tied you to others. Expectations. That's the difference between those who remain stuck in external validation and those who become truly powerful. If you've made it this far, here's what you already know. Being unattainable isn't arrogance. It's about owning your life. It's the refusal to let anyone diminish your value. It means no longer seeking permission to be who you are, and that's why the world treats you differently. When you stop chasing, you become magnetic. When you stop begging, you become valuable. When you stop explaining, you become intriguing, and mystery, it always attracts. When you embrace this, your presence evolves. You're no longer someone who can be overlooked. The relationships that don't uplift you will naturally fade. Only those who respect your energy will remain. You'll find peace of mind because you're no longer using energy to fit in. But remember, this isn't a one-time switch. It's a daily choice. Every time you're tempted to overreact, over-explain, or doubt yourself, pause and choose self-respect. Here's your challenge starting today. Comment below with this declaration. I choose to be unattainable for anything that does not add value to my life. My energy is precious and I protect it. Let the world know you've changed. You no longer seek validation. You prioritize yourself. You're willing to let go of what no longer serves you, because becoming unattainable isn't about distance. It's about alignment with your highest self.